So I literally heard the greatest line ever for this rock and roll figure. My boy hit me up and he was like, "Man, did you get this previous wave of GI Joe classified figures?" I was like, "Yeah. I got pretty much all of them. It's very rare that I get an entire wave of anything. Like it's so rare." Old boy was like, "Yeah, I got the entire wave except for one figure." And I said, "What figure didn't you get, man?" He's like, "Yo, I ain't get that rock and roll." "Why'd you get rock and roll, man? Why'd you get rock and roll?" "Because he looks too much like the dude that my ex-girlfriend left me for." So to which I replied, "Fair enough. Well, I just happen to be dropping a review about that. You may not be watching this video." but yeah, let's talk about this dude. Let's talk about my man, rock and roll. Let's talk about this guy. So first off, got this cat. It was $20 on Walmart on some random day. I just happened to log on. It was like $21 for shipwreck, $20 for rock and roll, and I was like, "Well, what the hell's going on, rock and roll, man? I gotta give me some of this. I gotta get me in on some of this." So went and purchased them, and once again, GI Joe Classified. Man, they are doing a fantastic freaking job, man. Just a fantastic job. But before we jump into it, let's look at the box art. And the thing about the box art, I'm noticing more and more, it's showing the figure when these closed boxes. It's showing the figure in spirit only. It's not showing the actual figure, because I feel like between the time they generated these pictures and the time that they produced the figure, a lot of stuff happens in between. Like, yo, there's certain things missing on this bad boy that's on the box there, you know what I'm saying? But we'll talk about that in a second. But let's take it all in for a little bit. First off, he comes out of the box. He has this nice little pouch that he's packed in, and his little artillery box that he has. And then you open it up and you get the little covers that they discarded from your local Taco Bell to hold the weapons and all the accessories in. But I gotta hand it to him. The accessories are pretty good. Like you get his magazine, you get his gun, you get all the stuff just in the packet, and it's pretty freaking awesome. And let's start off with his big gun, because it don't rock and roll if son don't rock and roll. But man, this gun, dude, yo, this thing is legit. Like, when I first saw it, I was like, oh man, they just gave us Stalker's gun and just put some extra little bit at the end. But nope, it's a new gun. It's a totally different gun. And man, it works. This whole the gun works. He also comes with his little pistol, which is just cast in pretty basic gray plastic. And he comes with his little two-way radio, which basically is just green with some brown accents on it, and the antenna. Just be careful with the antenna on this one. I could have sworn I broke this thing, but it's made of soft plastic on the antenna, so it won't break, but just be very careful with it when you're placing it on his body. And then he comes with his helmet, which when you place it on this guy is one of the derpiest fucking helmets. This shit is derpy as fuck. It looks like, you know what he looks like? He looks like Eli Manning, or like, okay, for all you football fanatics, for all you people who watched the Patriots in the early 2000s, or you watched the Broncos when Peyton Manning was a Bronco, there was this dude named Wes Welker, right? And he had he just a derpy ass helmet. Or like, you ever watch the Flintstones and you see what was the dude's name? The Great Gazoo. Like, you ever watch that? This is derpy ass helmet. It's so derpy. It looks good. It's cast in green. It has some great paint on it and everything. And it has just hang tan and everything on it. But yo, it has the brown accents, but man, it's derpy as fuck. So derpy. Oh man, I can spend like 20 minutes on how derpy this helmet is, but I'm gonna move on. I'm moving on to the figure. But yeah, to my friend, straight up, you know who you are, yo. Yo, if your ex-girl left you for a dude who wore a helmet this derpy, yo, you won, dog. You count your blessings. You escaped. Straight up, man. You escaped. But yeah, like this helmet derpy as hell, man. But onto the figure. Like, despite the bland, like, sort of vomit white, off-white, and green of his shirt, the rest of the figure works really, really well. He has tattoos up everywhere, just tattoos all over his arms, his legs. He has the brown accents over the green. I think these are new boots. I'm not too sure about the boots. I have to get confirmation on that, but I think these are new boots. The arms are definitely new. But yeah, I mean, the torso seems pretty much the same for most G.I. Joe classified mid-size figures, so there's nothing too special about that. And they actually put a wash in his beard. Now that's amazing in itself. His beard and his hair actually have a wash in them to make him pop, which that in itself, this thing has to be purchased just because they actually put so much little nuance effort into it. But what I don't like is that his eyes are super close together. Oh man, anybody else notice that? It's like, this is not the first time I've seen it on this figure where the eyes are just super duper close together. I don't know, man. I don't know what they were going for between the derpy helmet, the eyes that are too close together. Like, the nose is kind of awkward looking, but like they put a little bit more effort into a lot of the other items in this figure. But seriously, man, it's pretty. The head sculpt, it's okay. It's not the best. It's pretty basic, but you know, they tried. I give them that. They tried. But what they didn't have to try too hard with was the posing, because it's your standard fare for G.I. Joe Classified. You have your double ball pegs at the neck. You can get really good posing up, posing down, left and right, front. You can get a little slide in front to back. He has your butterfly joint. He has your bicep swivel. He has your double jointed pinless elbows. He has your wrist swivel. And even though I'm starting to get a little bit tired of that basic ab crunch, I'll let it slide. I'm letting it slide for a little while. I'm going to start complaining about it down the road if this continues, but I'll let it slide for now. But he has your turn at the waist. He has your drop down hips, so he can get a little bit over 90 with his front kicks. He has your thigh cut, your double jointed pinless knees. He has a boot cut, and he has your ankle swivel. So, I mean, pretty much everything you need and everything you expect from G.I. Joe Classified. Size comparison, here he is with Scrap Iron and Gung Ho. Here he is with Beachhead and Duke. And here he is with Recondo and Stalker. So, overall, I think this thing does everything that you expect from G.I. Joe Classified. It doesn't push the envelope. It's safe in a lot of areas, but man, what it does do right compared to other Classified figures, it does right. It's basically continuing the bar. Like I said, it does. Part of the box art doesn't match the face, the color schemes, everything like that. But what it does do, it works. The tattoos work. The colors work. The shirt is bland and just, there's nothing happening there. But when you add in his whole bullet array around his neck, his little bullet necklace wraparound vest thing, it works really well. I have no real complaints about this, and that's the beautiful thing about this line. They've done it really well. My one complaint, though, is the ab crunch. That ab crunch is getting rather bothersome. It's getting kind of lame. I'm kind of over it. because they're just relying on this one particular ab crunch motion to make up for the rest of the figures, which have great butterfly joints, double jointed elbows, drop down legs, great ankle articulation, great leg articulation overall. But then that torso ab crunch is just starting to become very lazy, and I think they need to upgrade that. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, and make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you check out the community tab. That's where I post any pre-orders, any fig deals, or any restocks that I come across on the World Wide Web. Also, I will link that in the description. Also in the description is my Amazon affiliate link. It's pretty awesome, pretty easy. All you have to do is click on the link and buy away. And for everything you purchase, Amazon will pay me a small commission, and it's a great way to support the channel, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. But yeah, with that, be safe, be good. And it's the Drunken Prime, cracking open another beer and signing off.